So I was gonna wear my Batman jacket for this review, but I decided not to. So I'm sitting here to order some food. So I'm like, I can go ahead and talk about Gotham Knights so it gets here. This is Gotham Knights the CW, so not Gotham Knights the video game, which ironically I uninstalled hours before this show premiered, so I could play WWE 2K23. So yeah, no, Gotham Knights the CW show, the ever controversial CW show. I guess they both are, but this was way more so. Uh, and I watched this last night when it premiered. And it's basically almost like the video game. A group of heroes are assembled because Batman is murdered. Okay? Only the roster in this show is rather interesting, or actually not so interesting, in my opinion. So, right at the beginning of the show, we follow the girl you see here on the far right, Dula, or as she's alleging, Joker's daughter, and as well as the woman to her left and her transgender brother to the left of the dude in the center, as they're about to rob Bruce Wayne, only to find that somebody broke into where he works and murdered him. It was like, your bat is dead or whatever. And they actually, like, I was actually worried they were going to do the whole Batman left Gotham thing for the third time on CW. Like when they did it for Birds of Prey, the TV show, I thought it was hilarious. People were pissed. Batman would never leave Gotham. But he did. They showed it. It was hilarious. They did it again for Batwoman. It was also hilarious. Was also hilarious because those same people were pissed off. But it's like, again, so soon after Batwoman, but they didn't do that. They straight up, again, murdered Bruce Wayne's last Batman. Just like in the video games when Bruce Wayne's last Batman is murdered. Like, I didn't need to finish the game to see that ending coming. And something tells me it's going to be the same thing here. But they show his body, right, in the cowl. He's like wearing his suit, but they put the cowl on him. He's all bloody and shit. I was surprised they showed that image of Batman. They're so protective of him. But yeah, that's how it starts. And at the same time, his adoptive son, not the cool one, not Dick Grayson, no, his adoptive son, let's see if I get his name right, Turner Hayes, is throwing a party. And that's when it happens. All right. It's when Misa Collins from Supernatural shows up, Castiel, who I just read may or may not be coming back for the Winchesters. When Misa Collins shows up as Harvey Dent, who at some point will become Two-Face, he shows up and he tells him what happened to his father and everything. And like, that's what it is. And like they're interrogating Dula, again, Joker's daughter. Like, I'll talk about her more in a second. She's probably the most interesting character. But yeah, Dula, talking to her, and she has the best, funniest fucking line in the whole show. As I suspected, she's carrying the show. Just like Alice and Batwoman, they're kind of similar, right? She's carrying the whole show. Like, she's being interrogated. They're doing the whole good cop, bad cop, divide and conquer thing. And all three of these people see right through it. But Dula is hands down the funniest and most interesting. Because the bad cop, who's not Misa Collins, Harvey Dent, he's like, you murdered Bruce Wayne for the money. But Misa Collins, Harvey Dent, is like, you murdered Bruce Wayne because he murdered your father. I guess Joker got murdered in this universe too. And she's like, wait, so according to you, I murdered Batman for money, but according to you, I did it for free. And so I got this right. You think I did something for money that you believe I would have done for free. Like, maybe we should get our story straight before we see a judge. That's literally the best line, the funniest line in the whole show. Yeah. And they both didn't say a thing, cause exactly. Uh, and then meanwhile, the brother and sister, the sister is bisexual, and her brother again is transgender, and their father is homophobic. And so she's telling them that backstory. It's all dramatic. I'm trying so hard to be interested because I support the community. That's the thing with the show. It's so boring. It really is. And it follows Superman and Lois, okay? Like, this is the first superhero show, the first CW show, period, that I've watched that's not called Superman and Lois. Ever since the whole reverse Flashpoint crossover, which also aired the same night as the whole Sabrina finally comes to Riverdale crossover. Both of those sucked. And after that, I took a break from CW. And I come back, to this. I took a break from any show that wasn't Superman and Lois. And then I come back to watch this. And it's boring. So yeah, she's telling them the story and everything, and it sounds interesting. I'm trying to stay interested. So far, one character has caught my interest, and that's Dula. Okay, and I looked into her. And so I'm talking about her in a minute. Talk about her in a second. And then you got there's this girl who keeps popping up. What's his name? Turner Hayes. Obviously knows she's wearing glasses and everything. The trope that needs to fucking end. But yeah, she's wearing her glasses. She's all like nerdy. She keeps bumping into him. And at the end of the episode, all these kids are being transported because they've all been arrested for murdering Batman, which in itself is a whole. Like, give me a minute. So they're all being transported in those big police trucks, and they end up getting broken out somehow. I don't remember. And somebody ends up shooting somebody to help them, and they blow up a police car and still on board. And finally, somebody shows up in full costume. The first time you see anybody in full costume, and it's hideous. It's absolutely hideous. It is. Reminds me of the girl who wore the glasses, the special glasses in Stargirl. Literally, she's a black girl wearing similar glasses, but an uglier costume. And the way she says the line, okay? They're like, who the hell are you? And she's like, I'm Robin. I'm like, that did nothing for me. Nothing, especially since there's this blonde girl named Stephanie walking around, hanging out with Turner. All right. Now, how many blonde girls named Stephanie do you know that hang out with the Bat family? Right? Apparently, she's going to be spoiler in this. Stephanie Brown is always one of my favorite Robins. But they got somebody else playing a part, and I looked into it. That is not at all how she looks in the comics. I don't know what in the world CW is doing. I noticed, like I said, happening behind the scenes with them and Warner Brothers and HBO, and they're slashed and said, I don't know. I didn't look at all like Robin. Quite frankly, the costume pissed me off. I was like, all right, I built up with this, And so, yeah, that's our first member of this ragtag group of heroes. Anyhow, so yeah, where was I? Right, so they all end up arrested for murdering Batman, which is fucking hilarious because these kids, these young teenage kids, are supposed to have taken out Batman, the dude who's mastered every single martial art in the world. Really. Like, at least in the comic books, it was funny for a different reason. Like, when he got his ass whooped by the Power Rangers, right? And he's calling the Justice League. He's like, teenagers, can't beat him. Need your help. And the Justice League is like, I'm sorry, you said teenagers? Yeah, with attitude and spandex. Hurry. That was hilarious to me in a good way, right? The Justice League is like, Batman's getting his ass whooped by teenagers in spandex. Let's check it out. And it led to an awesome crossover. This instance, these young kids who, up until this point, most of which have no kind of training, I would assume. They don't tell us they did. Aside from Joker's daughter, again, that's in air quotes, and then the brother or sister, who we know how to use weapons and shit. Aside from them, none of these kids have that kind of experience. to take down Batman. But okay. Also, I was watching somebody review it, and there's another glaring hole. A simple gunshot residue test. I mean, there you go. There you are. And given that, seriously, he's so boring, I cannot remember his name. Is it Grayson? Turner. Especially given that Turner and Stephanie are in the Bat family, their hands would be clean because they don't use guns. But okay. So yeah, and that's the whole thing. And also, people now know Bruce Wayne was Batman. And seriously, what's his boy? This is how boring he is. What is his name? Turner. Turner. And Turner is getting all these looks and everything. And there's this dude, literally named, what is his name? Because I was like, there's always one. Where's his name? Shit, where's his name? Brody. Yeah, Brody. There's this dude, Brody, who walks up to him and it's like, dude, sorry about your dad. And he was Batman. That has to really be and he's just being a complete dick. And it's like, I'm like, there's always one. And his name's Brody. The second he said his name was Brody, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be, yup, he's a dick. Okay. Seriously, someone loses their father, decide to be a dick. Really? Okay. But yeah, so he kind of teases him or whatever. I don't know. And so he's dealing with that. And they accidentally stumble across the Batcave. Accidentally. I'd make a note, but the same thing happened in Batwoman, so. Yeah. So that's all of that. Now, these characters. Let me talk about these characters real quick. So, Turner Hayes. I don't know who the hell that is. I tried to look into him. Nothing. I don't know who the hell Turner Hayes is. What I do know is he's boring as all hell. He really is. The way he talks, he does the whisper kind of thing that Batman does, and it pisses me off. It's just like he's doing all these bad isms. Like at some point he's going to put on the cowl, and it's like, who are you, and why should I care? You know, like I've heard the term wooden to describe his acting. Yeah. Okay. And then there's Dula. Oh, okay, Dula. Yeah. Like I said, the best character. Even when I did the trailer reaction, I said she's gonna be the highlight, and I'm right. Okay. The Joker's daughter. Now I looked into her, and she is alleged that she's literally everyone's daughter. The Riddler, Batman, Harvey Dent, which would make for an interesting storyline in this TV show. And of course, the Joker, like literally everyone's daughter, she said she was. So, like maybe this season she's Joker's daughter. Next season, she could be Harvey Dent's daughter. That'd be interesting, you know? So, yeah. And it's just, I don't even know what happened. I looked away, and she straight up, like, Dex Turner in the mouth, whatever. After he apologizes for something, I don't know. And she hits him in the face, and it's just like, apology accepted. I'm like, all right. Who's next here? Oh, yeah. Well, I talked about Robin, Carrie Kelly. Again, that's not how she looks in the comics. Hate the costume. Hate the damn glasses trope. Next character. Bluebird. Bluebird. Yes. Okay. Yes, she's the sister. Okay, so I don't know much of Bluebird, but she's Harper Row. And like I said, I don't know of her. She's bisexual. Her brother's transgender. Their father sucks. And she had to get him out of there. She was going to take the blame for Batman's murder, but they were going to, they pulled the whole, oh, your brother told us everything bullshit, was neither would have bought, but then she was like, whatever, I did it. It just, our brother needs to walk. And they're like, who hired you? She's like, I don't know. And they're like, then no deal. That investigation, that interrogation was terrible. And that's her transgender brother. I really get much of him, past what I just said. So yeah. Colin Rowe. Stephanie Brown again should have been Robin, but instead it's going to be Spoiler. I mean, Spoiler has a cool costume, but I really don't like the Robin they chose. But whatever. And she's easily the second best character. Although I feel like she's hiding something. Like she has those sifted looks and everything. And when she's talking to, is it Grayson? That's how. What the fuck's it? Turner. Turner. When she's talking to Turner, she feels it's like almost like she's hiding something. They're supposed to be real close. I thought for sure that she was going to be Robin at the end, but again, no. But there's something she's not telling them, and that kind of grabs me. That grabbed my interest. And again, she's the second best character on the show, I think. And one of the few characters I actually know who she is. Brody, fuck, he's a dick. Fuck him. Whoever did Two-Face, I need to explain him, or Bruce Wayne. Yeah, okay, so that's the characters, the core characters, the main characters. And then towards the end, they tease the Court of Owls. Now that can change the show. If they really lean into the Court of Owls, and they do them right, make them like boogeymen, right? Because the Court of Owls are freaky, and I love them. Like the video game also did the Court of Owls, but you saw it right through that mystery like this. They do it right. That can really save the show. And at the end, they did the whole coming up this season on Gotham Knights. I usually don't watch that on any show, but I wanted some reason to stick around beyond. Well, this girl's pretty cool, and that girl's pretty cool too. And Court of Owls, I wanted to for a solid reason, and that's when they saw what they'll look like and everything. I'm like, all right. At the very best, this is a situation like what Toonami did a few years ago, where they aired Dragon Ball Super, then followed it with Dragon Ball Z Kai Season 3, something I would not watch. Then followed that by something I refused to watch for decades, Samurai Jack. And what happened? Watched all three. Watched 11 Samurai Jack 2 decades late. And finishing Dragon Ball Z, the Boo saga, for the second time in my life, because I can't with that saga. So yeah, this is that situation. Superman is gonna get me to watch a Batman show. Fine. But that's all I have to say about this pilot. And it's literally called Pilot. I understand how pilots work. Like when I rewatch Friends, I don't watch the pilot. I can't stand it really. I get that. X-Files, I skip the pilot most of the time when I rewatch that show. I understand it. Hello? I'm sorry, what'd you say? Oh, that's perfect timing. My food's here. So I have to say, again, I understand pilots. I can't get past the Firefly pilot. But I love the Firefly ending movie. I don't know. Thank you for watching.